Yeah, it's over. Go ahead and cancel that. Cancel that. I'll buy another one. For those wanting to see Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis, it is canceled. Let me explain why I believe that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's jump into today's news. Now, I already made a video about it. Terence Crawford, he basically was talking about a lot of fighters he's saying had a chance to fight him, an opportunity to fight him, and they went a different route. So now he got it out the mud, beating Canelo. Payday, you want the payday, I know that. He was like, now don't be mentioning my name now that I got the juice. Now that I'm the man, that I'm the 3X male undisputed fighter in a brand new interview with Andre Ward. So I'm paraphrasing. Check out the interview. Check out my previous video. I also came across Terence Crawford's right-hand man, Bernie, who did an interview with Mill City Boxing, and he's questioning Jaron Ennis' career choices, and basically, like, if he's the truth, then how come he ain't fighting nobody? How come he's not with Turkey? And how come he's not taking, like, the same type of risk, right? And he's like, basically, it's time for Jaron Ennis to take bigger risks in his career. So I want you to hear that, and then I'll let you know why I believe that Crawford and Boots is a passe conversation, not happening.
These type of guys, but he turned down T.O. I argued with Breadman, and Devin said it that they wanted him to fight at 52, and so Devin never fought at 47. So when these type of guys, but he turned down T.O. I argued with Breadman, and Devin.
So he's like, why he turned down T.O.? Devin never fought at 147. He said he was down to fight you at 147, but not 152. Boots' team requested 152. So he's like, it just don't make no sense.
I would like to see him retire, for real. I like to see him retire.
You see a lot, even to this day, Eddie Hearn saying that, Canelo Alvarez obviously lost a step in that fight as well. Eddie said that. And then he's also still saying he still wants to see the Boots fight.
And this the thing I got to say about that. I mean, at some point, Boots has to be willing to back up what his supporters are saying. I said this, and I had a big old conversation with Breadman. Why is he, if he's like that, why is he not doing it? Why is he why is he, as a unified champion and a special talent, dynamic talent, why would he need to tune up to fight Virgil Ortiz? Why wouldn't he get straight to the bag? And Virgil Ortiz is not a champion. Okay. Why is he not facing Fendora right off the rip? Why is he not taking his championships and pressing for, that type of shit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, legacy in his division.
IBF and WBA, so them was some hard fights though. The IBF champion, man, that's tough. WBA champion was Crawford, and he had two opportunities to fight Crawford and then fight Crawford, but Crawford's gone. So why not? Even at that, he could fight the guy that was the interim champion, the guy that they just moved him up to the champion. The bell rang, they gave some other guy that I never heard of. They awarded him the full title, so at least he could have been a champion in the division. Then he could fight. Then he got a belt to fight Fendora or these type of guys. But he turned down T.O. I argued with Breadman, and
so Bernie's basically saying, how come Boots, if he's really like that, how come he ain't fighting better opposition? That's basically what he's saying. And he's like, at some point, he's going to have to step up. If you're a special talent, you're going to have to show us by fighting somebody equivalent and fighting somebody of note. He's like, if you really want to make a statement, why you need a tune-up to fight Virgil Ortiz, right? If you really want to make a statement, go up and fight a champion like Fendora from 47, right? And this is Team Crawford talking.
of all people to fight at 52. I mean, maybe because you weight drain and you know Devin is probably about a 47 pounder, so you trying to have some type of advantage, or I don't know, but still,
You think he should have took the 52 and fought Devin?
no, he tried to make Devin fight at 52. Devin told him no. He was supposed to fight
He's
Tio
saying he
too.
should
They
have
Oh
fought
said
him
he
yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
47.
yeah. You're right about that. Yeah.
And so why would you stipulate to make to do that? You might as well just better off saying I can't fight at 47 no more instead of saying I'm fight him at 52. That don't even make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? I would rather say I'm not a 47 pounder no more. I'm a 54 pounder. So if he wants to fight at 54, okay, because I'm at 54, but not as the 47-pound champion. I'm going to fight this guy moving up to, I'm going to move him up past 47. He just coming from 40.
Right.
Now, that's a whole 5 pounds over. That's a whole 5 pounds. So I'm saying, so if you're Superman, the way they're trying to say, why are you not acting like it? That's what I keep arguing with people. Why are you not acting like it? To fight Virgil Ortiz? Now, Virgil Ortiz kind of one-dimensional.
Mm.
Virgil Ortiz kind of one-dimensional. Virgil Ortiz wasn't no champion. Now you is the lineal and unified champion. And you need to tune up to fight Virgil Ortiz?
Man, listen, I told you guys much of what Team Crawford is saying here. The reality is, and keep in mind, I'm one of the people that at a point in time pushed for Crawford and Boots. I thought it was a great fight, but Boots had a couple performances that were like, maybe he's not ready for Crawford. Namely, Karen Chukadzian, and even how he handled David Avocado. He did pretty good, but Crawford did better. Crawford knocked him out cold. You kind of like made him retire on the stool. So, you know, Team Crawford, they're making a solid argument here. It's nothing different than what I've told you. Boots, it gets to a point where anybody, it don't have to be Boots, it can be anybody. If a boxer is being like, oh, he's one of the greats and future great, at some point people got to see it, right? And I've always said this in recent memory, 154 is like the most stacked division in boxing. So there's really no excuse to not get a top guy, especially when you got guys like Murtazaev. Nobody really want to fight Murtazaev, right? So he looked great versus Tim Tszyu, and he's a champion. Clearly, that's a harder and better fight on paper than a fight with Lima that nobody knows, Usma Lima or whatever, right? Fundora is a great fight. He looked good versus Tim Tszyu in a rematch where the first fight was closer. So he made proper adjustments. You got Erickson Lubin, Virgil Ortiz about to fight. Fight the winner of that. You know what I mean? There's definitely harder fights and more name recognized. Like, I would have loved Boots versus Erickson Lubin, but Virgil Ortiz is on like his third really good name in 154. Boachuk, Madrimov, and now he's fighting Erickson Lubin. So I understand this is Boots' first fight, but he's viciously behind. And I think more and more people are growing restless, and as they should. If you know a fighter's good or you perceive them to be good, and then they're not fighting the type of competition that really shows you what they're about, it kind of becomes hard to justify.
How many tune-ups you gonna need, man? Because them basically tune-ups you just fought. Stanionis, like I said, Stanionis had a lot of hype. Why? Because he from Russia or some shit like that? I'm just telling the truth. Because he from Russia or something like that? What did Stanionis do to make you feel like he was somebody for real? No, but nothing. Nothing. They gave Ugas a lot of hype because he was from Cuba.
So I don't know. Based on what I'm hearing between Crawford saying that these guys had a chance and his right-hand man, Bernie, saying like who's Boots fighting, I don't look for the Boots and Crawford fight to happen because Crawford's in the driver's seat. It's not going to happen, in my opinion.